This is your forecast first on WSLS 10, sponsored by Richfield Living.
Not more than 6 to 8 hours ago, we were tracking major severe storms rolling through the region. Now we're tracking some snow showers out across parts of Floyd County. It's just rain showers out across parts of Patrick, Henry, and Franklin counties, even a few sprinkles farther to the north up towards the highlands. Temperatures stand right now 40 in Hot Springs, 46 in Roanoke, 35 Wytheville, but still 55 in South Boston. Your forecast first showing temperatures tomorrow cooler than today, highs in the upper 40s. We will be partly to mostly cloudy tomorrow with a chance for some mountain snow showers. We'll review all the severe weather that happened earlier today coming up here in about 5 minutes. WSLS 10 at 11 starts right now.
This is WSLS 10 at 11.
And I looked and saw the camper flying through there.
An image of what appears to be a funnel cloud, paving the way for the destruction still to come. Damage stretches the 460 corridor from the New River Valley to Virginia Beach, with Appomattox seeing the worst of Mother Nature.
I just didn't think I was going to make it.
3 are dead, including a toddler, more than a dozen injured, and 1 missing tonight. We're bringing you live team coverage as communities mourn and begin to pick up the pieces.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for WSLS 10 at 11. I'm John Carlin.
And I'm Lindsay Ward. Governor Terry McAuliffe declares a state of emergency as cleanup is underway across the Commonwealth and here in our area. The governor's office announcing tonight he'll tour the hardest hit areas tomorrow.
That includes Appomattox County. Extensive damage has closed down roads and left thousands without power, several people without homes.
Been with the sheriff's office 32 years. It's probably some of the worst I've ever seen.
Our very own Bree Jackson is live tonight in Appomattox County with the latest on this situation. So, Bree, you're there in Evergreen. Tell me the very latest in terms of what you've seen and what you can tell our viewers tonight.
Well, John, Evergreen is one of the hardest hit areas by that likely tornado. Now, we don't know yet if it is in fact a tornado. The National Weather Service is expected to make that call tomorrow, but the damage that we're seeing here is severe. Let me give you a quick glimpse of this. Right here, you can see this piece of metal that's down on the ground. Now, that's coming from a mobile home that was about 100 yards away from where I'm standing right now. We're also seeing trees that are just knocked over, and then you can also see more of what was that mobile home down there. People I spoke with today say this is some of the worst damage they have ever seen. Here's a look at the destruction after a likely tornado ripped through Appomattox. The Central Baptist Church, once a gathering place, is now destroyed. Its signature steeple blown nearly 200 feet away.
Well, it's very upsetting, because I've heard a lot of damage to, people I know.
Reports are in of nearly 45 homes damaged. This one, a total loss. Police say the homeowner got out safely, but their belongings are ruined. Right now, we're getting a closer look at the damage that this storm has left behind. I'm standing in what was someone's home, but as you can see, the storm just completely ripped the back wall off. We're standing in what was once their kitchen area. You can see how the shelves over there on the wall have been destroyed. The bricks are now on the ground, and we're also looking over to what may have been their living room. We're seeing a lot of shattered pictures here. We're also seeing memories that are going to be left behind now that this home has been destroyed. Neighbors are also lucky to be alive after this truck flipped over with Margaret Dinges and her son Steve inside.
Steve said, "Hold on." And I didn't hold on because I didn't know what he's talking about. And I looked and saw the camper flying through there.
And while they're shaken up, the family is thankful they survived. Evergreen suffered widespread damage, including downed trees and power lines. Emergency crews blocked off roads and coordinated efforts to keep people safe.
Right now, we're just doing search and rescue efforts to try to account for everybody.
Seeing this aftermath of Mother Nature's wrath has people sending prayers to Appomattox.
And everybody knows somebody that's been affected by it, and we are a close community, and our heart just goes out to anybody that's lost their homes or, their loved ones or anything in this.
And at last check, about 45 homes were either damaged or destroyed. 7 people injured, at least 2 of them seriously injured. And authorities say they're still looking for 1 man. John, Lindsay.
Wow, Bree, that was some amazing damage, that house you just walked us through. So what happens moving forward? How do they even begin to dig out?
Well, right now, crews tell me they're still in the rescue mode. They're still looking for people, trying to make sure that everyone here is safe, and then they're working with state and local authorities to try to pick up the pieces. But for now, their main concern is making sure that families are okay. In Appomattox, Bree Jackson, WSLS 10.
All right, thank you, Bree. WSLS 10's Coulter Anstad is also live tonight in Appomattox County. So, Coulter, you've been following this storm as it made its way from Pittsylvania County to Appomattox, witnessing it firsthand, the path of destruction. What did you see today?
Yeah, well, starting in Pittsylvania County earlier this afternoon, there was a lot of heavy rain and wind. Then we got here, of course, to Appomattox County and saw all of the destruction. Behind me here is a very dark Highway 460, and that is a good sign right now because, as you may remember from our earlier coverage, just a couple of hours ago, this was packed with cars and emergency vehicles trying to clean up from the storm.
I just didn't think I was going to make it. At the wind and the rain, it was devastating.
Alice Clairville and her two sons clung to trees for dear life in her front yard as the storm passed through. Her mobile home was completely destroyed, everything a total loss. Thankfully, though, she, her two sons, and her 17-year-old dog are safe. Her next-door neighbor was also inside his home when he heard the storm come through. Thankfully, he was able to get to his basement in time.
The wind blowing, it sounded like a train. They were right on me.
While his home wasn't damaged from the storm, several of his beehives like this one here were. You can see the slats with the honey still intact, ripped out of the hives and scattered all across the ground. He says he may be able to save a few of the hives, but for the most part, they are a total loss. Dominion Power plans to be on scene all night and says it will likely be midday tomorrow before they get everyone's power restored.
This is catastrophic. It's going to take a while to get it back on, and the biggest things, we're going to work safe, take our time.
Dominion Power says they will have about 150 crew members here in Appomattox County near Evergreen tomorrow, working to get everyone's power restored.
So, Coulter, you talked to a lot of folks there, a lot of nervous energy, just trying, as they survive that storm. What are they doing and where are they going tonight to sleep?
Yeah, the first gentleman you heard from there, his home was actually spared from the storm, so he is okay. The woman that you heard from there at the beginning of the story, Alice, her home, like you saw there, was completely destroyed. Tonight, the company of one of her sons is putting her and her two sons up in a hotel room. And beyond that, she says she plans just to rely on family. Live in Appomattox County, Coulter Anstad, WSLS 10.
All right, thank you, Coulter. A long road ahead there. Our Storm Team 10 meteorologists were on the air for several hours, tracking the system minute by minute as it made its way through our area.
This is a very strong indication on radar that this could possibly be a tornado on the ground right over Evergreen to the south and east of Appomattox. So River Ridge Road, and Appomattox Buckingham State Road. That looks like that could possibly be eventually hit, especially towards Hollywood Road.
And that is some of the strongest rotation I've seen.
So there you have it. Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanowich joins us now. Jeff, I know a lot of folks were relying on that information as it was coming in, and we heard that from viewers today.
Yeah, it was one of the busiest days I think I've ever had in the Storm Team 10 Weather Center, and I've been here since 2003. Easily the top 5 or 10 busiest days we ever had here tracking severe weather. I want to show you what the radar picture looks like right now. A few showers here, but you need to point your attention up to New York City. That's where we have severe weather right now. Severe thunderstorm watch boxes in effect for New York City and Long Island. Now, what you're looking at here are all the storm reports that have come in over the last 12 hours or so. Where you see those trees sort of knocked down, that's where we have damaging wind reports. Where you see those little pellets, that's where we had some hail. And then in, of course, Appomattox and Evergreen, the likely tornado. So that is what we are seeing on our storm report. Of course, the National Weather Service is going to investigate that, do a survey on it tomorrow, but all indications are that is a tornado that fell in Appomattox County. I want to show you some video sent to us earlier today. You'll notice that in the kind of center of your screen, you're going to see a tornado form off in the distance. This is taken in Vera. This could very well be the same tornado that did indeed hit Evergreen around 3:30, 3:35. You can see that the wall cloud is now forming, and then you can see the rotation of the storm heading down to the surface. That is what we think was the tornado that hit Evergreen. And I want to show you the actual radar imagery that we took from the storm at 3:30. And we were talking about the rotation of the storm by looking at the storm relative velocity. You heard Alan and I talking about that in the toss over to us. What you also need to see right over Evergreen is that pink hail core. When you look for tornadic activity, you look for that storm relative velocity to be high. You also look for a hail core. So every indication that we had on radar between 3:30 and 3:45 was that indeed a tornado was happening in Appomattox County, and you saw the damage that did indeed happen in Appomattox County. So the National Weather Service is going to check out Evergreen tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised at all if it's an EF1, maybe an EF2 tornado when they are done investigating. They're also going to investigate a part of Patrick County in Ararat. John.
All right, Jeff, we do have some breaking news into the newsroom, and it's not good. State police say that the missing man in the Evergreen community of Appomattox has been found tonight, and he is dead. His remains will be transported to the office of the medical examiner for positive identification, but this now brings the total deaths in Virginia to 4, 3 in Waverly, and now 1 we can report to you tonight, unfortunately, in Appomattox County.
Meanwhile, State Police tell us Appomattox County is in the process of setting up a helpline to keep people up to date on information and available resources. So take down this number. It is 434-352-2637. Again, 434-352-2637.
Meanwhile, tonight, crews are on the scene in Tappahannock right now. Our media partner NBC 12 reporting that several people are trapped within storm wreckage. State police say more than 20 people were hurt and taken to the hospital. No reports of fatalities at this time. And as I mentioned a moment ago, the storm did turn deadly in Waverly. That's a small town outside of Petersburg, south of Richmond. At least 3 people are dead and 8 others hurt. State police confirmed the 3 victims, all males, a 2-year-old, a 26-year-old, and a 50-year-old, were thrown from a mobile home during the storm.
So I thank God. I thank God. You know, I thank my Lord Jesus Christ that I'm still alive right now, and I'm just hoping that the families that's gotten hit even more, I'm hoping that everything's going to be okay with them.
Emergency responders will be spending the overnight hours combing through the debris, searching for those in need. Those living in Waverly are encouraged to stay inside as cleanup gets underway. Of course, we will continue to keep you up to date on this developing story. When we're not on the air, you can get up-to-date information on our website at WSLS.com.
And make sure to tune in tomorrow morning to Virginia Today, starting at 5 a.m., where we will continue our live team coverage of the destruction.
We do want to turn away from our severe weather coverage tonight to let you know that a longtime state senator from Montgomery County has died. Madison Marie passed away on Tuesday. Visitation will be Friday night from 4 to 7 at Horn Funeral Service in Christiansburg, and his funeral will be held at 10 o'clock in the morning Saturday in the chapel.
Rough conditions on a road near Reiner are causing concerns among community members what they're doing to get the issue addressed.